change, so they get the whole department.
Yeah.
Is that why they're here?
Yeah. So it's for the swearing in. Okay, let's go.
Let's do it.
When is it? I'll be there.
Call to order, Charter Township of Plymouth Board of Trustees, regular meeting, Tuesday, January 27, 2026, 6:31 PM. Roll call.
Trustee Buckley.
Here.
Trustee Clinton.
Here.
Supervisor Kermy.
Here.
Treasurer Dorshevitz.
Here.
Trustee Groth.
Here.
Trustee Stewart.
Here.
Clerk Vorba. We have a quorum.
All right, Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Tonight we have some recognition of promotions and in our police and fire department. So tonight we will start with the recognition of Officer Jeff McParland for his promotion to sergeant. So Police Chief Nitel will kick it off.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Jeff, you want to come on up here? Sergeant Jeff McParland. Sergeant McParland is a graduate of the Michigan State University. Go Green, Bob.
Sure.
And he,
Go Blue.
and he's also, thank you, and he's also a graduate of the Oakland County Police Academy. Sergeant McParland has been an officer with Plymouth Township Police Department for the last 14 years. During his service, he's been a field training officer, evidence technician, firearms instructor, taser instructor, and OC, which is pepper spray instructor. During his career at Plymouth Township, Sergeant McParland served as a detective assigned to the Western Wayne Community Response Team, or CRT, which was part of the Michigan State Police Criminal Investigations Division. During his assignment with SRT, or CRT, excuse me, Sergeant McParland conducted and participated in over 100 investigations involving violent criminals, acts against persons, property, narcotics investigations, and organized crimes investigations to include organized retail fraud. In 2017, Sergeant McParland was named our Police Officer of the Year at Plymouth Township. For Officer McParland, I can tell you from being his chief for the last 3.5 years, when times are tough, when we have our most traumatic incidents, things that are happening in the township, he's a guy that I want there because he is experienced, he makes great decisions, and he's going to be a great leader here as a police sergeant. So we're excited today. Today is a badge pinning ceremony in which we will ask Riley to come up to pin his badge. Come on up, Riley. This is his daughter. You give her a round of applause. Badge pinning ceremony is very significant. I come from a long line of police officers, and pinning the badge is very important. Generally, it's a family member that comes and pins the badge. A badge is a sign of authority. A badge is a sign of integrity and professionalism, and it's one of the most important pieces of equipment that we wear.
How do we get one of those?
We don't need no badges.
I guess not. You can come closer if you want to get a picture.
Okay, let's give Riley a round of applause. Great job, Riley. Fantastic. Sergeant McParland, welcome to the command staff here. We're excited to have you, and you can have the mic and say a few words. Riley, you can come on and come here too. Please introduce your family as well.
Yep. Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Supervisor Kermy and the board. I greatly appreciate this. It's certainly an honor to serve the citizens of Plymouth Township. I'd like to shine a spotlight quickly on my family here. In the front row, my father, John, my mother, Barb, my uncle, Sean, Emily, and the three kids, Hank, Audrey, and Stella. I could tell you without a doubt, without them, this doesn't happen. And I think I can speak on behalf of everyone in the back of this room. Without a good support system, we are not able to do what we do on a daily basis. So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank them. Secondly, everyone, if you haven't already, if you take a look at the back of the room, today you're surrounded by probably some of the highest trained, highest educated, and highest level professionals in first responders, police, and fire. I'm honored to be able to have this position and work with these guys and girls every day. So thank you again, and everyone drive safe, and God bless. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor.
So we have a new firefighter that, we have a firefighter, Mark Bonadeo, for promotion to captain. And Chief Pat Conley will do the honors.
Actually, I'll have, I always hate going behind our brethren at the police department. They do such a fabulous job. And Chief Nightel is such a great speaker, and Sergeant McParland, congratulations, great job. Actually, Chief, you want to come up too? We'll just kind of do both at the same time. I also have Battalion Chief Greg Mangan, and as the supervisor said, Captain Mark Bonadeo. So just kind of talk, you've heard me talk before about the scramble on our badges, which we don't have anymore because we're officers, but the significance of the scramble. After a firefighter becomes an officer, that scramble turns into a bugle. And we call them bugles, but they're actually speaking trumpets, and they're symbolized back in the old days before we had radios or anything, any electronics or anything. The fire officers would use a big long trumpet to talk to their people to tell them what to do. So the bugle symbolizes their authority. Our first promotion is to captain, as Mark's getting tonight, and that's 2 vertical bugles on a silver badge. It basically symbolizes a company officer. He's in charge of a company or a station. And then when you're promoted to a chief's rank, as Greg has been, next step after captain is battalion chief. It's 2 crossed gold bugles on a gold badge. Basically, the badge and the bugles, the badge is a symbol of the trust the community has placed in you. Not only the community, but the department and the personnel you supervise. So, as my wife always says, I may have 5 bugles on my collar, she has 6. So, Mark's gonna be pinned by Jessica Stamatis, and Greg's gonna be pinned by his wife Laura Mangan, and friend, I think, maybe. So I always say, make sure they're not mad at you before you do this.
No tears.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, congratulations. Now we move to approval of the agenda.
Mr. Supervisor, I move for the approval of the agenda for Tuesday, January 27th, 2026.
Second.
Second by Treasurer Dorchevitz. All in favor? Aye. Motion carries.
Approval of the consent agenda. We will have to vote on some of these resolutions, and some of the people that we're appointing and reappointing, if they are here, we can have them stand up and they can say something if they want. So the Zoning Board of Appeals, we're reappointing 3 people. I think Joe Riley is here. Is Paul Fessler? And, let me turn up here. Schnettler is John Schnettler is the alternate. And then we have Mr. Bennett, let me turn to the page, Steve Bennett, right?
Yes.
As a reappointment. So we already had, the only one here is Joe Riley. So do we need to vote on that separately, or we do one
No.
resolution?
Just one.
One vote?
One vote for all of these things.
Okay.
Do I have to abstain since I'm one of those things?
I don't know.
Seriatim.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Just
The
wanted to
word
be
is
sure.
seriatim.
Seriatim, okay.
In Syria.
Also, we have an appointment to the Planning Commission, a new person, Ashley Kruger.
Is Ashley here? There she is. Good.
All right, good to meet you. Ashley has served on the Planning Commission in Livonia before, and she moved to Plymouth 10 years ago, and she wants to serve. She will be replacing Dave Ladowick, who's done a stellar job, and we're glad he helped us out. So you can introduce yourself,
Sure.
Ashley, and take it away.
Thank you, Supervisor. Good evening. My name is Ashley.
Speak right into the.
Got to get close.
All right. Good evening. My name is Ashley Kruger, and I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to be appointed to the Planning Commission in Plymouth Township. As a brief introduction, as Supervisor Kermey stated, my husband and I moved to Plymouth Township about 13 years ago. We came here to raise our family, and we love the township. My family's here today in the back row there. I should mention also, as Supervisor Kermey said, I lived in the city of Livonia before coming to Plymouth, and there I served on the Planning Commission for about 6 years. So I do have experience in this role. From a professional standpoint, I'm a licensed attorney, and I currently work for the University of Michigan Health System as their Director of Real Estate and Leasing. Real estate is a passion of mine, and it's part of my everyday work. So I bring a lot of experience to this Planning Commission role with my legal background, my prior community involvement. I have a lot of experience in real estate, land use, and site planning. And now that my kids are getting older, I felt like it was the right time to get back involved in the community again. And in doing that, I'm committed to supporting the township's vision in a thoughtful and collaborative way. And unless there's any questions from the board, I just want to end by saying thank you for this opportunity. I appreciate your consideration, and I'm excited to be part of the Planning Commission in Plymouth Township.
All right,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
so,
Did I hear you correctly? 12 years, real estate, University of Michigan?
I've been with the University of Michigan for over 6 years.
Have you met our friend Dennis Chabalski? 44 years
Oh, yeah?
with the University of Michigan?
Yeah, it's a large organization. There's a lot of people to meet.
he's
chair of
he's the
planning.
chairman of the Planning Commission.
He's
Wonderful.
chair of the Planning Commission.
Excellent.
Thank you.
He bleeds maize and blue.
All right, well then we have a lot in common, a lot to talk about. Thank you.
And Sandy Groth. Sandy Groth will be taking the spot that currently held by Bob Dorshevitz as the representative from the Township Board to the Planning Commission, which is required by law, that we have somebody there. All right, so go ahead. Do you want to say anything?
I just want to say, he just made me feel really important. It's required by law for me to be here, but I'm actually, we have to have someone, and guess who we have? But I'm actually looking forward to working with the Planning Commission as there's work going on with the master plan. I'm looking forward to working with you, Ashley, and I'm looking forward to working with everyone on the commission. I've been involved with the township since 1976, which tells you how old I am, and I'm hopeful that my background and experience and knowledge will help the township as we move forward. Thank you.
Mr. Supervisor, I move for the approval of the consent agenda for January 27, 2026. This will require, because of the number of resolutions, that we have a roll call vote. Can I have a second?
Second.
Second. For Trustee Grove.
Yes.
Trustee Buckley.
Yes.
Trustee Clinton.
Yes.
Supervisor Kermy.
Yes.
Treasurer Dorchevitz.
Yes.
Trustee Grove.
Yes.
Trustee Stewart.
Yes.
Clerk Borba. Motion carries. Congratulations, everyone.
I do want to say thank you to Treasurer Dorchevitz, who's, how many years have you been on the Planning Commission?
Forever.
How many?
10.
Okay, it seems like it's been forever, doesn't it? Yeah, I just want to thank you for your commitment to the Planning Commission, and know that I know how to get to your office, so if I have questions, I know where to go.
All right, public comment. Limited to 3 minutes, non-agenda items.
Good evening. First of all, thank you for the work that you all do for our community. My name is Jill, and I am a proud resident of Plymouth Township. This summer, I spoke at a township meeting and raised concerns about the increasing number of Airbnbs in our neighborhood, the negative impacts on them, and how Plymouth Township does not have specific laws or regulations governing short-term rentals, including limits to the number of properties, zoning regulations, or business registration requirements. For context, we currently have 2 on our street with a potential 3rd. I am back today to see what has been done or what can be done. I have spoken to many residents, some of who are here tonight, who expressed my same concerns and hoping for your support and guidance. Please help keep Plymouth community wonderful. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, nobody else?
I just know Ashley, is she still here?
Yeah, way in the back.
Oh,
Ashley Kruger?
I'm sorry, just curious, you ran a triathlon 5 times?
I have done a few, yeah.
Me too, it's crazy. Well, no, actually, no, I just went up and down the stairs 3 times, so that's pretty good.
I did 6.
All right, that's a new record.
What's going on?
All right, next item is a new application for high-speed fiber optic cables running through the township and the service. It's a company called Easy Fiber, and it's the Metro Act. Jerry Vorva, well, first of all, is the representative here from Sean Perry. Is he here? Oh, good, okay,
Please,
great.
come up.
Good evening.
Get close to that mic.
There we go.
So tell us what you're doing, where you're from, where the company's located, and what the plan is.
Fantastic. So my name's Sean Perry. I work for Easy Fiber. I'm our VP of Market Expansion. Basically, my job is to come to find areas like this and do this presentation. So if you guys have any good questions, please stump me, because I love a good engaging board of trustees or city council or any city government. So the more questions you guys can ask makes these fun for me. So Easy Fiber is a high-speed internet provider, very similar to what's going on around the nation. We have seen that there are communities across America that don't have access to adequate internet. We've got cable TV internet, we've got DSL, all across the nation, not meeting the federally mandated or federal definition of high-speed internet. As we look across the nation, we look at what communities could we go into and make a large impact for residents and, density population centers that don't have access to high-speed internet. And, the suburbs of Detroit, Plymouth Township included, largely meet that definition of areas that have been somewhat neglected by previous internet providers over the last 20 years. And that's what we look to come in and solve by offering symmetrical, high-speed internet well beyond the industry average today at a very affordable and attainable price.
What's that mean?
So while you look across companies like AT&T, where their high-end products are $200-$300 a month, our highest paid internet package is $119, sorry. And we enter the market at a symmetrical gig at $69 a month, which is well below the industry average.
So why did you pick this market when there are actually a lot of choices and more coming?
So as we look in the suburbs and out in this area, there are pockets of fiber optic internet, but the major provider is two cable companies in this area. Cable companies don't supply a symmetrical bandwidth, so they lack an upstream. And as we look to the next 2 to 5 years, projections are that people are going to need at least 500 meg in upstream. Today, that cable product caps out at about 120.
So for a consumer would use, what am I trying to say here? I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. If you're a consumer, you'd provide content by subscribing to streaming services, right? You don't provide content.
Correct. We do not provide the content. We simply provide the pipeline to get to the internet.
And your target is gamers who like high-speed uploading?
I would tell you our target audience is anyone and everyone who has an internet connection at home. As the industry moves toward the Internet of Things and smart devices and photo frames, Alexas and Facebook devices where we video conference. If you think back 5 years ago, prior to COVID, Teams and Zoom wasn't a thing for most people. And I'd be willing to bet that almost everyone in this room has probably been on a Zoom call or a team call of some sorts in the last 2 to 3 years. And that's really where that upstream is coming for the future, is how do we make sure people stay connected for not just the technology they have in their homes today, but what's coming in the next 5 to 10 years.
What kind of bandwidth are you looking at to the home?
So our entry-level product is a gigabit up and down, and today we max at 8. We have a roadmap to go to 40, but that's probably about another year, maybe 2 down the line.
Yeah. There was a time when somebody, it's just, the numbers just keep going up and up.
Absolutely.
But my refrigerator will tell me when I'm low on beers, so these are good things.
And I want to give you the opportunity to safely DoorDash more to your house.
So I have 2 questions. Number one, what are you doing as backup power when we have a system outage?
So I'll take that from 2 different ways. One would be the actual system redundancy as far as network connectivity. So everything in our network up to a cabinet level is diverse through at least 2 or 3 paths, meaning that we can take at least one fiber cut anywhere in the network and not lose more than a neighborhood. The power piece of that, solely focusing on commercial power, all of our sites, we use a newer battery technology. It's lithium iron. And in a environment like this where we're not trying to put in an air conditioner, it'll keep power up for 24 to 36 hours. And if we start hitting that upper, the power outage lasts longer than that, we have a fleet of portable generators that will go out and dispatch in the field to make sure outages are minimal to non-existent. In Houston last year, we had Hurricane Beryl, which was one of the, it was a very low hurricane, but caused a lot of damage to the power company's electrical grid. We had 99% service restored the day of the storm, because 90% of that was through power outages from the power company.
Back when that area had a big ice storm a few years ago, how did you perform?
We did fantastic. In that market where most of our competitors are in the air, we focused on burying our product. That way we had reliability. You know, our biggest outage comes from backhoes, which are quickly fixable, whereas during, you know, hurricanes or ice events or large scale outages like that, you know, they can affect the entire network. So we plan each market differently and, you know, with the challenges of those individual areas in consideration.
During this last event here, just over the past few days, what was your experience?
So to be honest with you, we are currently in the process of deploying across the Michigan area. We do have homes in very similar situations throughout the Chicago suburbs and did not take any outages related to the cold events.
So Jerry, were you referring to what went on
In Texas about 3 years
couple
ago.
days, well, Texas was February of 2021.
Yes.
That's when the whole state pretty much went down.
Went down, yeah.
But are you referring to the most recent
Both. I was
ice storm
referring-
in
both.
Texas over the weekend?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Luckily, we didn't get the freezing rain we were predicting, but
I
it was
know.
definitely the fear. Aerial networks are very susceptible to ice, and that's one of the biggest reasons that we focused on underground where we can. Again, we're going to focus in a market. Our number one goal is speed and reliability, because if I come into a market like this and I say, hey, I'm going to be different than your current provider, and I'm not different than your current provider, then all your constituents are going to leave me after they sign up and go back. And that's really what we want to avoid, is we want to be different by providing a superior service.
So these lithium ion batteries, where will they be mounted?
So those batteries are in our cabinets. Cabinets are about the size of an electrical transformer. They serve about 8,000 homes apiece. So they serve a pretty large area. But
Are they at grade, at ground level, or on a pole?
The cabinets are actually above ground. We'll put those in industrial areas or areas where there's already traffic cabinets or something that's large. Again, one per every 7,500 to 8,000 homes. And we'll work with planning and zoning and right-of-way departments to make sure those go in proper locations.
So
Not somebody's front yard or something.
There seems to be a resurrection or a new push towards fiber networks, kind of like there was in the early 2000s. It seems to be a popular thing, and obviously there's got to be money behind it. Why does the industry think that fiber will be preferred to 5G wireless networks?
So, great question. 5G wireless works fantastic on your phone. We can't deny that. It works great in areas where there's not congestion. But at the airport or at any sporting event, there are thousands of 5G transmitters in any NFL stadium because the congestion on wireless just doesn't work.
Yes.
Go into fairgrounds where you normally might have 10 people, you get great service, put 2,000 in there, and that service really goes downhill. And where fiber excels with that is it's an individual line to each home. It's not shared bandwidth. What's yours is yours, and what's your neighbor's is your neighbor's.
What are the health concerns?
Really none. I mean, fiber is an innate product. There's no electromagnetic interference. There's no radio frequency coming off of it. It is simply blinking lights. The worst thing that could happen with fiber is you go out in the front yard and cut the line in half and try to stick it in your eyeball. But as long as you don't do that, or don't eat it or something, there's no innate health concerns with fiber optics.
Will these be your lines, or will you be using somebody else's?
100, I shouldn't say 100%, 99.5% ours. We do lease upstream connectivity back to data centers in Detroit, back to data centers in Chicago. That way we're not trenching from here to Cermak in Chicago, but outside of that, everything will be owned by us.
Make sure you have all your T's crossed and I's dotted with our approvals here.
Absolutely.
Going through this kind of gone rogue on us, and it's been a nightmare.
Yeah, we've had I'll just interject here. We've had a very bad experience with one of your competitors over the last year, and it's cost us over $50,000 in staking requests because we're doing it over and over again.
Yep.
In fact, we're going to investigate charging that back, and hopefully, if we can, we'll do it to you too. If you make us do it 2 and 3 times, you need to review with take this back to to your engineering people. Just because you have a Wayne County right-of-way permit does not mean you can dig up or trench or tunnel in Plymouth Township. It must be approved by Plymouth Township Engineering to ensure that we have at least 12 inches away from our, 10 feet. There's a specification for our sewer and water lines.
Right.
Absolutely, and I know the company you're referring to. I will tell you 2 things. My engineering department is 100% stateside. All of our engineering is done in America. All of my permitting is done in America. That might be the contrary with other providers in the area. Beyond that, each individual township in Michigan has a different set of permitting requirements. We spoke with the counties first and went through their Metro Act, which is more of just a checkbox to your point, because very, very few roads in this state are actually maintained by the county. They're all, at least in this area, maintained by townships, and that's exactly.
Ours are maintained by the county, but
I'm
the
sorry,
right-of-way.
the right-of-way, not the roads. The right-of-way is maintained by the townships.
So so your fiber optic cable is gonna go in its own conduit?
Yes, sir.
So so you do a lot of horizontal drilling?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and what, shoot, I was gonna ask you another question. Why, I was just curious, it's synchronous up and down, the service?
Yes, sir.
Why do you guys think that's important to have high bandwidth upstream?
I think as more and more people put simple devices, Ring cameras in their house, anything that requires communication with the outside. I know my house in Indiana, I could have a whopping 2 Ring cameras on the house because if I had 3, the video just didn't upload. And that's small bandwidth. But as we look forward to the future, the NFL is test trialing some technology where you're going to be able to put on a VR headset and watch the game sitting in your living room. You know, whatever game you want, sit down, look this way, look that way, see the field. And the bandwidth on that is going to be massive.
When you're installing all this cable, I mean, we have, and most communities have regulations about when construction can be done. We certainly don't want construction done after a certain period at night or before a certain period in the morning. So to make sure that we don't have any kind of disturbance.
Absolutely.
To residents. You're aware of that.
Yes, and I will tell you, I cannot quote your exact rules, but as we work with your right-of-way and permitting department, all that gets clearly printed on the top of our construction drawings that go out to crews, on all of our permit drawings, work regulated to this time, and any special constraints or notifications that you guys have will be printed directly on all of those packets.
Any more questions from the board?
I asked you all those questions just because I was curious, because I used to work in that business.
Oh, awesome.
I would just like to verify with our attorney that the paperwork in terms of the insurance policies and have you reviewed all of those and ensured that they are in compliance with what our needs are, or are we not at that point yet where we're?
We are not at that point yet. I sent an email on December 16th to Dawn Trevino. I guess now she's known as Dawn Villarreal. And I told her of the deficiencies in the certificate of insurance, specifically the policies or the insurance policy that she sent to me expired on January 1, 2026. I asked her to change that to be current. Also, because they're going to be doing underground drilling, they have to provide what's called XCU coverage, an amount not less than $10 million. XCU coverage has to be specifically listed on the certificate of insurance to be effective. and it basically pertains to underground drilling. Also, the certificate of insurance has to provide, or provides that the additional insured are covered only when there's a written contract. This is not a contract per se, it's a permit. So I suggested language to put on the certificate insurance. It was substantially more comprehensive than what they had. And I also asked for certificates of insurance for the construction contractor, which is GAC Enterprises. The other thing is the township could demand a performance bond or a letter of credit, which is allowed under the Metro Act in case another issue that happens, or like the prior one, I think it was Ripley, they go rogue on us, we can make a claim on the performance bond or letter of credit. So when we get a administratively complete certificate of insurance and insurance policies, then the 45-day approval period will begin to run. Right now, they are not administratively complete, and therefore the clock is not running.
So this approval will be subject to that?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
So you will take that message back?
Absolutely. A point on that, I would highly encourage a performance bond in addition to COI, to exactly what your counsel said, that it gives you better protections should a fiber company or any company go rogue. We do performance bonds with probably 80% of the municipalities that we do work in. So very, very used to that. And take off my company hat for a second, I would recommend it for any city for protection.
Anything from the audience?
Any questions or comments from the people in the audience? You got to come to the podium and speak into the microphone clearly.
Hello, Mary Ann McLaren, Mark Trail. The question or the comment you made, Chuck, answers my question about the previous fiber company, what has happened to them. It's kind of question, I'm not sure, I was trying to overlay the maps. Is the drawings they have here going to cover all residential in the township? Is it going to be doing any for business?
Go ahead, you can answer that.
Absolutely.
The question is whether it's business and residential.
It is both.
Step up.
Get up there close.
It is both. We intend to cover both residential and commercial as well as small business locations.
So then this map isn't really accurate.
Where's that map? Is that map was in the board
Yeah,
packet?
it was part of the
Board
packet.
packet, yes.
It was part of the packet, so I was just curious, that was all.
It looks like you go through every neighborhood in the
Yeah,
packet.
Here's industrial, but then there's spots here.
You're running past every house.
Thank you.
We intend to hit it all.
Right here.
Mary Tavarozzi, Arboretum Circle. Your application indicates you're a Texas-based company, and your closest office, I believe, is Chicago. So once the fiber optics have been installed, what local contractors will you have in place to provide immediate service and maintenance? So for example, if a semi-truck runs into one of your boxes and blows it out, where is that coming from, and what is the turnaround guarantee on that?
Absolutely. So we are a Texas-based company. Michigan will be the 6th state that we are deploying into. We currently have active operations in Texas, New Mexico, Washington, Oregon, and Illinois. Michigan is number 6. At the moment, we are Metro Act approved in, I want to say, about 25 areas of 25 of your neighbors. We have active design going on throughout that area and have begun permitting and received multiple permits across a few municipalities. When the ground thaws in, who knows this
March.
year? I was gonna say April, but between March and April, when we start seeing thaw this year, then that's when we intend to hit the ground running with construction. Right in front of that, we're in the process of negotiating a lease on 3 different locations on the west side or the north side of Detroit. They're trying to finalize exactly where that's going to be. We officially have 3 employees in the suburbs right now. We have a construction manager, a director of construction, a field ops supervisor, and an operations manager. And that team is being tasked with building up that infrastructure so that by the time we do start construction and go live, there is a full crew stationed, within 30 miles of any given place that we'll have customers. Our expectation is from time of order to time of install is never more than 2 days. And from any trouble ticket, we aim for same-day resolution. Of course, there is a cutoff for that. If you call it 9 o'clock at night, it might be in the morning. But, for outages, we dispatch 24/7, and for single customer issues, we always aim for same day.
So when do you expect to go live?
We expect to break ground, maybe not in this township, but we expect to break ground in the area March or April, with first customers in Michigan coming online late April or early May. By May, by the time we go live, we should have about 45 to 55 employees in this area.
Well, you'll be signing up customers that quick, huh?
Absolutely. We toy back and forth with, do we prolong construction or do we get in a neighborhood and get out? And we have found that for the most part, doing smaller batches of construction quicker is less intrusive, and while it may be a little bit more intrusive for 1 or 2 days, it's better than prolonging the period for.
Plus you
30 or
generate
40.
cash flow.
There's the financial piece of it as well.
Yeah. Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right, so are we ready for a motion? And the motion has the contingency on the attorney and the certificate of insurance.
Yes. Mr. Supervisor, I move to approve Resolution 2026-01-27-9 to grant the Metro Act permit application submitted by Easy Fiber for the term of 5 years, subject to final approval of the Township Attorney of the Certificate of Insurance and Performance Bond.
Second.
For Clinton? Okay, Clerk Vorba, yes. Supervisor Kermy?
Yes.
Trustee Stewart?
Yes.
Trustee Clinton?
Yes.
Trustee Groth?
Yes.
Trustee Buckley?
Yes.
Treasurer Dorchevitz?
Yes.
Motion carries. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, next item is the fire department purchasing medical equipment, and that'll be explained by Chief Conley, our fire chief.
Bob, to find the file for me here. This is, good evening, Board, coming to seeking approval for the EMS Plus program.
Could you get that a little bit closer to you?
Looking for the approval for the EMS Plus program that we placed in the budget last year, for this year. Bob can find the PowerPoint here. Just a very brief PowerPoint. I can talk through it, but I wanted to give you a visual. Also, tonight we have with us Jamie Smith from Stryker. She's our representative, so if there's any questions I can't handle, I'm handing them to her.
What do you want?
The PowerPoint? Should be a PowerPoint.
Loaded on the laptop,
Was it
but I don't know
loaded?
what that means when they say loaded.
I have 2 PowerPoints tonight, the one for the EMS Plus and then
1,117,000.
Looks like.
I got it.
5 years.
nope.
That's the budget.
That's the, go
Yeah,
back.
it's a,
It'd be F2.
sorry, it says page,
Right,
it's
that-
page
that
125
probably-
in your packet if you want to just follow
That's the
it.
annual report.
That's my
F2.
annual report.
We'll need that later. So the
Am I
other ones,
looking for
it's,
the Stryker stuff?
Yeah, Stryker.
Yes.
Yeah, it should say EMS Plus,
Oh,
I can't,
it's right here.
Yeah.
Close. I think it's, Lori says it's after the resolutions and stuff, I think. 125, she said. This 121 right there. You can- Two, three, four,
There we go.
Oof, okay.
I got loaded sideways.
Everybody needs to lean.
I'll
All
lean
right,
to the
lean.
left.
Let me rotate her now without messing everything up. Okay, I'll just go from the hip here. You should all have it in your packets in front of you. We're looking to, this is a program from Stryker that allows you to purchase several pieces of equipment in mass. Oh, thank you, Bob. So with the purchasing program, we're going to be replacing 22 pieces of equipment, of EMS equipment. That's the LifePak 35 defibrillator. We're actually upgrading from a LifePak 15 to LifePak 35. This is the state-of-the-art defibrillator, monitored defibrillator that's out there now. We will be replacing our Lucas devices, which is our mechanical CPR devices, and we actually will be adding 2 to the fleet, which I'm really happy for that. We also will be upgrading our stair chairs, which are 24 years old, I believe. They've been around as long as I've been on the department, so they need to be replaced. And we're upgrading those to a power chair, which is significant about that is not if you have someone in a basement, for instance, you can power them up the stairs on the chair rather than carrying them, which can be really precarious and rather dangerous for our personnel. Then in addition, we're going to have 3 Power Pro 2 stretchers and the Power Load loading device. That's what secures the stretcher in the ambulance and actually lifts the stretcher into the ambulance and secures it as well. These have been a game changer in our industry, not just the power load or the power cots, but the power loads. They reduce injuries significantly because a lot of times you have to kind of do a squat and not a good motion to get that cot into the truck. With the power load, it eliminated that. So I say it's 22 pieces of equipment. Currently, we have 11 pieces of equipment that are at the end of their service life. It's going to standardize our equipment across the fleet, so we won't have one monitor on one truck, a different one on another, a different chair here, a different stretcher. Everything's going to be the same. It's also really big for me. It streamlines maintenance. I have all sorts of different contracts with them now that is different. Like, if something breaks, I don't know what's under contract. I have to go digging. Everything's going to be under contract while we own it. And quite frankly, it's going to improve patient care. Bobby, you can go to the next one, please.
So now, is some of this replacement of existing similar equipment or some of this brand new?
It's all brand new, but yes, it is replacing. Some of it's yes and yes. The monitors are totally new. Everything else is basically the latest generation of that item. Okay. We've had power loads for more than that, probably 7 years now.
Okay.
We've had power cots for 20 plus. We've had stair chairs for 20 plus, but the power chair is an improvement. We're adding 2 Lucases to the fleet we have 3 now, we're adding 2. And actually, one of our Lucases was down today being serviced.
Okay.
And
That's the CPR machine.
correct, yeah.
So just to clarify, some of this is replacement and some of it is incremental.
Yes. And we have 4 ambulances, but we're only purchasing 3 cots and 3 power loads because Rescue 3 is only 2 years old and it has a new unit in it. So that's why we're only doing 3.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand it. So these 22 pieces,
Yep,
they're going to be all brand new?
yes.
So nothing will be old, everything will be brand new?
Except for the cot and the power load system in Rescue 3, which is 2 years old.
Okay, all right. I know we understand, for the budget in this year, I understand it, but do we have to do it all this year? Or, to get all this brand new equipment, do we have to do it all?
They have the purchasing program that they have. It's going to be $1 million essentially up by the end of we have to approve the $1 million tonight because of the way the finance department says it has to be done. And then we're going to make 5 payments it's on the next slide there, Bob, you can get it. It's 218, I think it is, yeah.
But the equipment is all being delivered in 2026.
Right, we get all the stuff at once, but it's a payment plan. We're paying it off over 5 years. So by the end of the term, so we initially budgeted $1,117,100, and we actually came in $24,210.95 under that at $1,092,889.05. So it'd be 5 payments of $218,577.81. And the principal of the loan will be $1,027,676.34. So the total, the $1,092,000, that's interest included. That's what we will be paying over the term.
About when do you expect the first payment due? Jamie, you're here.
Well, you guys will tell me when you want it shipped, and then we'll ship it, and then 30 days from the day that the final piece of equipment delivers. So if you want it all showing up, let's say in March and April, you want it all showing up in February, we're shipping probably within 30-day window right now. So you'll have a little bit of, once you've signed and agreed to this, you guys have some flexibility of when you want to choose to take delivery, but we have equipment kind of falling apart right now, so I would say
Sooner than later.
Sooner than later would be in your benefit. But probably March, April timeframe, I would say, if we do standard delivery.
So this math didn't quite work for me. The 65,000 is the annual interest payment, or that's the total amount of interest paid over the life of the installment purchase?
That is, I have it right in front of me here. Hang on one second.
Looks like that would be the
65 is the total.
total over the 5
Yeah.
years.
So at the end of 5 years, when this is all paid for, what is going to be the condition of the equipment? I mean, what is the
Excellent
plan?
question.
What are you thinking in terms of?
So the vision would be we own it in 5 years, we replace it in 7.
Okay.
So we'll have 2 years of owning it free and clear, but it will still be under warranty, which is huge. That's the biggest part of this. And then you would, hopefully this program's still around in 7 years, you enter back into the program again and replace it. It's going to be a cycle, you're going to be replaced, but we own it free and clear for 2 years.
Stryker is a Michigan company based in Kalamazoo, so that's a positive. Oh, God, yes.
Are you the representative from Stryker?
I am.
Did you come over from Kalamazoo?
I did not. I live in Plymouth.
Oh, okay. Would you explain the macro picture here of Stryker?
Yeah, like who we are, or.
You got to come
Yeah,
up here.
I mean,
Come up here.
I have some roots on the west side of the state,
Okay.
so I'm well acquainted with
Stryker.
how wonderful Stryker is.
Yeah.
But I mean, efficient and quality stuff.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I am also from the other side of the state originally. I am, interestingly enough, a township resident. So I live here now. Yep, so I am a resident. So everybody gets great deals for me. Plymouth probably gets a little bit better deals because I live right in town. So I will say when it comes to EMS Plus, you guys have ran one of them. I have 25 of these departments in the state of Michigan that have done this program, and you guys probably have the most fiscally responsible one that I've done. So with the help of working with a few of you on this project. But Stryker is a Michigan-based company out of Kalamazoo, Michigan. We were started in the basement of, I think it has a new name today, but what was Borges Hospital. Family ran by a doctor who wanted to make medical equipment better. And today we're a global company. So I'm obviously the most probably recognizable area of Stryker because we sell hips and knees and beds and all sorts of equipment. Sure. And I sell the yellow stretcher that you see at Lions football games. So that's typically what everyone knows of Stryker. So I grew up in Kalamazoo. I've worked for the company for about 13 years, and I've been here in Plymouth for the last 9 taking care of the fire EMS space. So a little bit about Stryker, great company. They've been involved in the Kalamazoo Promise, a lot of great projects here in Michigan, and it's pretty awesome. Every yellow stretcher you see in the world, here's your random note I'll give for you for the day about Stryker, is made in Kalamazoo, Michigan. So everyone in the world comes out of Kalamazoo.
Okay, I'm acquainted with Stryker, and I think this is a positive story. How did this come together?
This project that we're doing?
Did you approach the chief? Did the chief come to you?
Yeah, so I take care of the current equipment you guys have today. So the equipment that broke, I am the rep that covers Wayne County and the bottom quarter of Oakland. This program really took off let's see, at the summer of 2024 is when it started. And what's awesome about this for you guys and for communities, like I said, most of my departments are changing to purchase this way, is because instead of you trying to have the ups and downs of budgeting and price increases happening in that time period, we've found in partnership and me learning a lot about how fire departments and townships like to work in cities, that we can basically lock in price with minimal interest, get you guys best-in-class products for the community, which I live here, so I care extra about those CPR devices that he's getting that today you guys don't have enough that would probably get to my town. So Chief and I met, we spent some time kind of coming up with what made the most sense for you guys, and now we're presenting it to you today.
I'm curious to know, do you just deal with municipal fire EMS, or do you also deal with private?
So I'm Wayne County and Oakland, and I deal with both. So depends on the customer and what they need. There's a bunch of reps in Michigan. But yeah, I'll take care of both. So private EMS, like your guys' private EMS locally with HVA, I was their rep. Now we have somebody based out of Ann Arbor that's taking care of them, but I covered them for a long time.
So they have the same type of equipment?
They do. You guys will have a few pieces of equipment that are a bit more advanced than what they have, which is a good thing. But all of this will have compatibility with the equipment that they're running, and they will be familiar with it.
And I just want to reiterate that because it's really important. We have 3 fire stations, different squads, and having the same type of equipment universally is huge because staff goes from one station to another. They're assigned on different days, and for everyone to be familiar and comfortable with what is there is very, very important.
You don't want to be figuring out that, oh, shoot, it's this monitor I haven't seen in 2
Right.
years.
Oh, what do we do with this?
In the
Right.
middle of the night, yeah. And to Jamie's point, though, the one device that we have is the Lucas device. It is an absolutely amazing machine. I've been in this business for 35 years, over 35 years now. And the CPR saves we are seeing now are astronomical. And I 100% attribute it to the Lucas device. That unfortunately, with a company like HVA, their fleet is so huge, it's hard for them to put a $15,000 device on every unit. They don't have them,
Right.
so they rely on the municipalities to provide them. But it has literally been a game changer.
And I just have one more question. And I don't expect you to know the answer to this, and I'm not sure anyone here knows the answer, but like the police department has their forfeiture funds, the federal and state and that type of thing, and then it's specified as to how they can spend it. Does the amount of money that we collect from transport, is that earmarked to go towards these type of things, or where does it go?
General fund.
General fund.
It goes to the general fund.
Because the township funds some of the police and fire department budgets from the general fund.
Right.
Their millages do not pay for their entire operation. They're earmarked millages.
Right. I understood that. I just wondered.
And this has been the case for probably 35, 40 years. It's not a new thing.
I was just wondering because I was thinking that because we know this is a constant, being able to set aside portions of money for this in future years might be helpful, and one is attributable to the other, and that's why I asked the question.
So indirectly, we're doing that by doing a loan. And the interest rate is pretty favorable at 3%.
Yes.
So that's that's less than what we earn in the bank for our fund balances.
Ready for a motion?
Yeah. Well, wait a minute. We have some questions. You got to come up front here.
Well, I saw, just before you go, is there an option to buy versus lease?
This isn't a lease, we are buying.
Is there an option?
There's an option to lease, yes.
Okay.
But we, as a municipality, the supervisor and the finance director and I discussed it, and we decided that purchasing is better. The lease option is a lease where there's like a dollar buyout at the end, but for the finance side, the finance director really didn't like that.
Well, there's some residual value to owning it.
Yeah.
And also the interest rate being so
Cheap.
relatively
favorable,
low
yes.
compared with
Yeah, that's why we
our
chose the
cost of
purchase
capital.
program.
So
Hi, I'm Vicki Dankhouse. I'm a resident in Lakeland. Or, is that right? Anyhow, so the equipment, all of it wears out in 7 years?
Yes, the useful life is 7 years. And basically, this is all medical grade equipment. And that's why the FDA basically warranties it for that amount of time. Once you get out of that lifespan, it shouldn't be really used.
Well, that's a good point, is the equipment, our existing equipment, which will be taken out of service.
Yes.
Where does it go, and can it be redeployed to places, foreign countries or whatever, that something's better than nothing?
Yeah, that's a great question. So some of it depends on the age of the equipment, what we do with it. You guys have some pretty old stuff that you've been running, so if we feel like, to Township Supervisor Kermey's point, if we are sending them to places where we don't see it would be safe for them to have it, we're not gonna do that. If we think there's still safety and use in it, that makes sense, then we'll be able to use it. So it's like a very my great answer for you, because a 20-some-year-old stair chair, we don't want to run the risk that we send it somewhere and then it falls apart on somebody and now they've got a worse issue, right? We drop somebody going down the stairs. But we do have donation programs that we'll do for certain equipment, should it be deemed safe, if that makes sense.
So our chairs are 20 years old?
Yes, yeah, I think you've 22 years old. So those right away will be great to get out of there. More questions on that?
We try to milk the last penny out of our capital.
Yeah.
So the old ones lasted 20 years, even though they're in bad shape, and the new ones are only gonna last 7.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
So realistically, I mean, you shouldn't have kept them 20 years. They've been being ran at risk, and I guess it's a bet that has turned out okay. However, it's not a great idea, because if you run the risk of whether it's liability, injury, a lot of things that can happen. So actually, the FDA will tell you that you should replace things in 5 years. We've pushed it and done testing to that 7-year mark to be able to help you guys out and to help our customers out, so it's more realistic for them.
This is my judgment. It's a little bit like the food that you buy where it says sell by, best by. It's not going to kill you to eat it when it's past that date.
Who says?
May not test great.
Wait.
Yeah, but I
people
don't want
out
the
there
heart monitor
don't eat
hooked up
expired
past the
eggs.
sell-by date.
Oddly enough, eggs are never dated. I don't see dates on eggs.
Eggs are dated.
They're dated, yeah, they're code.
I buy mine from the farmer.
Okay, you ready to?
Ready for a motion?
Go ahead.
Mr. Supervisor, I move that the Board of Trustees does hereby adopt resolution number 2026-01-27-10 to utilize the Stryker EMS Plus program to purchase EMS cots, power load cot restraint systems, cardiac monitors, Lucas CPR devices, and stair chairs through the Stryker EMS Plus purchase program from Stryker Incorporated for a cost not to exceed $1,117,100.
Second for growth. Clerk Vorba, yes. Supervisor Kermey?
Yes.
Trustee Growth?
Yes.
Treasurer Dorchevitz?
Yes.
Trustee Stewart?
Yes.
Trustee Clinton?
Yes.
Trustee Buckley?
Yes.
Motion carries. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, go ahead. One more
We
question.
don't really have an economic development director in Plymouth Township, somebody. If this is the first, I'm acquainted with Stryker, with West Side roots and medical family roots.
Okay.
Welcome. Would you be willing to host a healthcare forum here? Would you be willing to be involved in the community and have it something that Plymouth Township puts on?
Yeah.
I want to welcome you
Thank you.
because I know what the capacity is of outreach from Stryker of Kalamazoo.
Yeah.
I mean, I go way back.
Well, we'd love to talk to you more about it. Actually, myself, so there's 3 Stryker reps at least that I know of that live in the
Well,
township.
hang on a minute. You came out of Kalamazoo, you've been here 9 years,
Yeah.
and you are the Wayne County rep for Stryker?
I am the Wayne County rep.
Okay, will you go to lunch with Supervisor Kermey?
Yes,
and let's put on a healthcare forum.
I'd love to do that, yeah.
And,
We've got other
and,
things
I
that's
mean, we
great.
have a fire chief and a police chief who are educated guys, and we had Henry Ford right across the street, but I want to welcome Stryker.
Oh, that sounds great, thank you. Like
Thank
I
you.
said, there's quite a few of us living in the township, so that'd be great.
Okay.
Cool, thank you.
Now we're going to move on to the annual reports of 3 departments. And we're going to take the building, oh, I thought he wanted to go first. We'll take the building department first. So, go ahead. Let's get started. Ken McDonald, our chief building official, will give his, and then we'll take them a little out of order. We'll go to fire, well, that's order. Fire is next. Go ahead.
All right. Real quick, thank you, board, for having me here today. Just want to give a brief summary of our building department, what we do, and where we've been in the 2025. My name's Ken McDonald.
Pull that a little bit closer.
Yep. My name is Ken McDonald. I've been with the building department now for a little over 10 years. 6 years as a building official, 6 years as a building inspector, plan reviewer, last 4 years as the building official. Just a little brief thing, I've lived in Plymouth for 61 of my 62 years. So this community is home, and that perspective of being here for 61 years kind of helps me guide my decisions and what I do here. So I definitely have the best interest when things, for Plymouth Township and what goes on here. I want to give a little brief summary of my staff here. Real fortunate, we have a small but exceptional team, and I'd like to recognize the people who make our department function as effectively as it does. Carolyn and Jenny are truly my engines of our office. They process every building permit and every inspection request that we have here in the township. They organize and prepare all materials for the Zoning Board of Appeals. They coordinate the workflow for every construction project here in the township. They track timelines, they communicate with contractors and residents, and they keep the department on schedule and running smoothly. They manage an extraordinarily large volume of work with professionalism, accuracy, calm demeanor, and they set the tone for our whole building department. My building inspector, in-house building inspector, is Brett. He does all of our our residential plan reviews and does all of our residential inspections. He has over 30 years building experience. He's built over 800 homes in his career. So construction from the ground up, he's invaluable. He is now expanding his expertise into the commercial side of this. Hopefully one day to transition into this position, hopefully as building official down the road when I step out. Our trade inspectors, our mechanical, our heating, our plumbing, they're all very experienced people in their fields. They are outside contractors for us. They have a deep knowledge in every aspect of all their trades. All of them have been business owners for many, many years, and like I said, they know everything regarding their trade, and there's no questions out there in the field of the quality of work that they're going to do. A little brief thing, our building department also handles ordinance. Dan Atkins is our ordinance officer. Dan is a retired firefighter here from Plymouth Township. He has the exact temperament that you need to be a ordinance officer because he runs across a lot of situations out there where people aren't real happy to see him come in and talking about issues they may have here in the township. He handles every job with professionalism, grace, and our community is better because of it. In addition to running the building department, I assist because of my knowledge in building. I assist with the facilities here. I help with the senior center. I help with township here. Anytime we have projects throughout, whether it be at our fire stations, they always ask for my assistance when it comes to the construction projects throughout the township and our facilities. Stepping into some of the activities and accomplishments from our from our department. This past year, we issued more than 3,500 permits here in Plymouth Township. We did over 7,600 inspections, and we're on track this year to meet or exceed those numbers. When it comes to new construction, in this past year, we had 287 new homes begin here in the township. We had 6 new commercial buildings break ground here in 2025. Some of the visible growth that you're seeing through here is the new Meyer project out on 5 Mile and Beck. We got the Plymouth Walk, which is going on right next door here. The St. John Townhomes on Sheldon Road are breaking ground, getting ready to go. Over on Schoolcraft Road, we have Virginia Tile, which just got occupancy here within the last month. We have the new Plymouth Flex space, which is going to be going next to them, which is going to be a unique industrial flex space. It's going to be kind of unique, especially to Michigan. It'll be the first one of its kind here in Michigan. A little less visible is throughout the township, we have had, I want to say it's $28 million last year in renovations in our industrial and our commercial properties throughout the township. Some of the notables are Freudenberg, AVL, Delta, Adient, Orlicon over on Concept Drive has got a big renovation going right now. The Burroughs project has been a project since I've been here, going on for almost 10 years. It's absolutely beautiful inside. There's many different companies running out of the Burroughs project. We also have, you probably don't know, we have Plymouth Pickleball, which opened up in our industrial parks. We have a youth soccer training facility, which opened up in one of our industrial facilities. We have a baseball and softball training facility, which opened up in the township. Like I said, there's the visible ones that you're seeing, but there's a lot going on in the industrial and in the commercial areas, which is bringing, they're bringing the employees back. I'm seeing it every day. This hybrid thing and everybody working from home, which is still going to be here for a long time, but these companies are all investing a lot of money to bring people back to work and make actually the work atmosphere. They're adding gyms, they're adding not typical just lunchrooms that you have to go eat your lunch. They're actually putting kitchens and everything inside these things for the employees to come back to. Just, like I said, we've been very, very busy. I have Bob's got a small little PowerPoint up there, which it just kind of reflects some of the numbers that I threw out there for the new homes being built for I want to say we did $2.4 million last year in permit fees for building. So there's a lot going on here in Plymouth Township. There's a lot of changes happening. My opinion, all for the good so far, as long as it's controlled. And like I said, I've been here for 61 years. I started off when Beck Road was a dirt road. Hilltop Golf Course was 9 holes. Seen many, many changes here over the years, and nothing is telling me that I'm moving because of these changes. So
how are the apartments over in the Elks coming along?
They're coming along great. They are going really fast. We're on our first rough inspection of the first building. They call it building number 8. It's 36 units. We're just starting our first rough inspection.
Are any of the townhouses occupied yet?
Yes, there are. I think we got probably close to 24 of them sold so far, if I'm not mistaken. As far as occupied, I want to say at least 10 or 15 are probably occupied. But yeah, both kicking out, putting out a very nice product. The townhomes by the builder there is building a nice product. They've actually, they started off a little a higher end, like with basements finished and all that kind of thing, and that brought that price point up to, like, say, the 600 range.
Yeah.
They're kind of down the road a little bit further when they're getting further down in some of these units. I won't say they're cheapening them up. They're just not doing the finished basements or cabinets, to the ceiling in the kitchen. They're shortening them down. They're kind of making them a little bit better price point and getting them like the 450, 500 range, I think. But yeah, the project's coming along well.
Good.
Open any questions, anything? There's some. Just
One comment is,
Yeah.
the permit fees
Yes.
stay, we can't use it to hire policemen or firemen.
No.
It
All,
stays with
all
building.
monies generated from building permit revenue has to stay within the building department.
It's self-sustaining.
Yes, so in a sense, you get a little creative. I know our accounting companies, so say the Treasury Department handles a lot of our processing of permit fees and that kind of stuff, so they handle the cash flow through ours. The supervisor.
Do I get a cut for doing that?
We pay some of your guys' salaries through our department. Anybody that touches at assessing, we help with
It's an
assessing.
allocation.
It's an allocation. It's just a way to use some of the funds, but technically the money's generated within the building department, support the building department only, and can't be used elsewhere.
And I was working here when you were doing part-time, you were working for us part-time and
Yes.
doing inspections, and I just want to comment on your knowledge and what a great job you do, and how nice it's been to watch you grow into your position and in the work that you do for the township. We appreciate it.
I tell you, I learn every day. I enjoy learning something new every day. I've been a licensed builder for 40 years.
And you do a good job.
I wasn't the big, developer or anything. We just did a lot of remodelings for friends, families, and all word-of-mouth customers. My brother and I did it for many, many years. I took a little hiatus in a retail business for almost 9 years, but I knew I had this trade to fall back on, and I did. When the times got bad, I jumped right back into it.
Well, you do a good job. Thank you.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Do we have any questions from the board or the audience? Board first, no?
Nope.
Audience?
Thank you very much.
Okay, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Jen left because she's sick.
She left at 7:35. You can record her as excused at that time. So now we will have Chief Conley give the annual report for the fire department.
I'm back. The most time I've ever spent at this podium in one meeting, I think. Get my presentation straight here. Put away the striker one. Oh, and something Jamie and I neglected to mention, with this striker program, any business in the community that buys an AED gets it at a discount if they buy it from Stryker, because we are in the EMS Plus program. So that's an excellent benefit to any business, and we strongly encourage the AEDs and businesses. In fact, we just across the street, we had a save last year where the coworkers saved their coworker by using a defibrillator. So, okay, so a 2025 annual report for the fire department. As I say, this is our 78th year of serving the community. We were founded in 1947, something I actually made sure I put on our new ambulance and our new vehicles from now on will say since 1947, as long as I'm at the helm. And we were in 2025, we ran 3,605 emergency calls, which is an average of 10 a day. That's actually, so when I started in 2001, we covered the city of Plymouth as well, and we were running 3,000 calls then. We have far exceeded, or we're even now with what we ran with 2 communities with just the 1 community. In 2012, when we lost the city of Plymouth, we dropped about 1,000 calls, and then every year it's just been ticking up and ticking up and ticking up. And we're back to the number that we were running 3,600 calls with 2 communities in 2012. We're right back up to that number again. And of note, we ran the city of Plymouth with 27 firefighters between the city and the township, and now we're running with 24. And we also had 2 additional people in administrative roles. Our response data, we had 57 fires in 2025. There was 13 structure fires in the township. Of note, 6 of them were cooking fires. So maybe we can be a little more careful cooking. I know it can get away from us pretty easy. We had 13 mutual aid structure fires, 21 vehicle fires. We have been seeing a little bit of an uptick in the next one, the trash and compactor and garbage truck fires. Part of that, I think, is from, I was talking, we have a large facility on the west side. Actually, I was in a township board meeting one night, they had a fire there, and they shred documents, and what they're telling me is that people are throwing the lithium-ion batteries away in the recycle bins. It's going through, and it's causing a spark and causing these fires. So I'm not sure if that's the cause of these, or just careless smokers or what, but we are seeing an uptick in that.
Chief, of the 13 mutual aid, where were those at? Do you have a division on that?
I don't have it readily available for you
Okay.
right now, but I just kind of clumped everything together for the
Sure.
report. But majority would be the city of Plymouth. We have automatic aid with the city of Plymouth. Northville Township, Canton Township, we are going to Canton Township for fires a lot more now. And we did actually have one mutual aid fire that we went to work at in Salem Township last year, they called us. Now, we will fire mutual aid to Salem Township, we will not medical mutual aid. But if they call, we will go, and I'll sort it out later as a chief, but because they can't reciprocate the medical side for us, because they're not licensed the same way we are.
So you said lithium batteries will cause fire, can cause
If they're
fire?
damaged, yes, if you put it in like a shredder,
So
or
what are people supposed to do with their lithium batteries?
they should be recycling them. Yeah.
We accept them here.
Plymouth Township does not take lithium-ion their batteries
Right.
back, only alkaline.
Yeah.
Wayne County takes it.
What's the place that we contract with?
But
Don't they?
ERG on Merriman Road.
Yes.
We'll take them.
Yeah. And then we oftentimes will have a voucher where hopefully you will take up to 100 pounds to ERG, and the county is the one that pays the bill.
Yeah, and of note, if anyone has lithium-ion batteries, be very careful with them. Don't use your drill battery as a hammer, as anyone in construction does. If it's damaged, get rid of it. I believe Home Depot actually takes them too.
Yes.
They do take them.
They take lithium-ion.
But these are a big problem for us. We've had a couple fires. We had fire last year. In the middle of summer, the folks' snowblower battery just flamed out and caught fire. So don't leave them plugged in. Once they're done charging, take them off the charger. That goes for your phones too. Your phones have them in it as well. So just be very careful with them. On the EMS side, we responded to 2,369 EMS calls in 2025. 1,760 of those patients were transported. HVA did the majority at 1,228. We did 532. And then the remainder would have been refusals where people weren't transported by us or HVA. And then we also had 183 motor vehicle accidents last year. We had 89 hazardous conditions calls. These are your gas leaks, your wires down, fuel spills. That number is actually down a little bit from before. We run about 100 calls a year for that, but we didn't, as I don't remember, I don't think we had any major storms in 2025 like we did in 24 and 23. Those 50 call nights will really put that number up when we have a lot of wire down calls. We responded to 276 fire alarms. And then
Hold
our
up on
other,
that one. Well, I guess we can talk about it later. Just keep going.
our other calls, they're canceled, good intent calls. That was 396. Kind of a catch-all category that, anything we can't really categorize well ends up in that good intent call. Someone smells smoke in a community and we find it to be a campfire or something, an open burn that someone shouldn't be having. And then 418 service calls. We say we have a robust, proactive prevention and training program. Our fire prevention division under Fire Marshal Jeff Randall conducted 549 inspections of businesses in the community last year, which is, he does an excellent job running that division of the department. He's a one-person division, but he does an excellent job. He has a very good program set up that he hits all the businesses on a reoccurring cycle and has them categorized of what gets hit yearly, what gets hit every other years, depending on the business type. As far as training, firefighters completed 2,015 hours of training in 2025. Some of the training of note, we did our pediatric advanced life support in 2025. Just this week, we were completing our advanced life support, our advanced cardiac life support. We rotate these two courses. So in odd years, we do pediatric advanced life support, or PALS, and in even years, we do advanced cardiac life support. We did our yearly ice water rescue training. Threw a little curve at the guys last year, and we had some fun with it, and we did it at night for a change as opposed to doing it in the daytime. So had a little bit of fun with that one out at the Township Park. We participated in University of Michigan Survival Flight Landing Zone Training, which was a very informative class. We're changing a lot of the ways we're going to operate landing zones. We don't land a lot of helicopters here, but we'll be prepared for it when they do. We also did the emergency vehicle driving program. You may have seen all the cones set up at Township Park, where we set up a few hundred cones, and all the members of the department went through it with a ladder truck. And then also Northville Township partnered with us on that one as well, and they brought their new ladder truck up for it, but it turned out to be an excellent place to do it. We also had high fidelity EMS training with the Oakland Community College trailer they have. That was something that was set up by one of our firefighters who's EMS IC, Richie Inman. We also did electric vehicle extrication training as well. We got 3 brand new electric vehicles or hybrid vehicles from Ford Motor Company to cut apart and look at them and see how they're different from regular vehicles. The smoke detector program seems to be tapering off a little bit. It was really heavy in the first part of the year. We're doing about 6 a month now, but we installed almost 250 smoke detectors in homes through the township last year. It's a free program through the State Fire Marshal Office. They provide us the smoke detectors. We come out and we install them in your home for you. On the public education side, we had 37 classes provided, ranging from CPR, fire extinguisher training. We do a lot of those for our businesses in the community. They need it for different certifications. And roughly 3,800, almost 3,900 participants. And our annual fire safety open house, we estimate probably about 300 people this year. Partnered with Trinity Health Livonia, which was great to have them come out. Matt Zamuda, our firefighter who's in charge of our PR program, he runs the open house now. And he reached out to St. Mary. They came out, Trinity Livonia. They came out and provided 25 bicycle helmets, fitted the kids for them right there and everything, and also 13 gun locks. So I thought that was an excellent success. And finally, I developed the After the Fire booklet. I believe I handed those out to you at one of the previous meetings. If not, I'll get them to you. It's just a booklet. I've seen this before. It used to come out from the NFPA. And basically, after anyone who's had a house fire, I hope no one here has ever had one, it's a very traumatic event. And this is just a little handbook, about yay thick, that just guides you through what you're going to go through, what you need to do after a fire. And I keep a couple of those in my vehicle. We keep them on the engines, as well as we also have a partnership with Hilton Garden Inn to provide lodging for folks who are displaced for at least 2 nights after a fire. Try to get folks on their feet. And this book is designed to help with that as well. The grants, we're still utilizing the turnout grant, that's sunsetting. And then the radio grant, we're still using that, waiting for our radios. We're hoping by the end of February. I know, it's killing me. And then unfortunately, we weren't granted the SAFER grant.
Have we received a letter on that yet, or it's still no
Not
letter?
anything. Like I say, one place I see, they say they're gonna give me a letter, and another place I don't. So a little disappointed in the whole FEMA system.
We paid a professional to do that.
Yeah, and the numbers were on track with normal years. In fact, I think they actually had granted a few more this year in Michigan than they normally do. So, infrastructure, equipment, vehicle improvements. So we have the fire suppression replacement at Station 3 that is almost done. The fire alarm system is going hand in hand with that. Fire chief vehicle replacement. We also have the new washing machine installation at Station 1. The supervisor and I work closely on that together. What that was for, we have what's called an extractor at Station 1. It's a giant commercial washing machine. But we wash our fire gear in that, and our fire gear is full of carcinogens and really bad stuff you don't want to wash your uniform clothes in afterwards. So the new standard is to have a standalone, just a clothes washing machine in addition to the extractor. So we installed that at Station 1. The 4 new chainsaws that were budgeted last year, as well as 2 additional SCBA, which makes sure every vehicle in the fleet now has SCBA in it, that self-contained breathing apparatus. That's the bottles we put on our back when we go into fire. Then finally, our BRICS radio system, the additional BRICS box that lets us broadcast our dispatch information over the radio from the BRICS computer system. Special events, Live Golf was a riot this year. Extensive preparation. I developed a 13-page emergency operations plan. It was very educational, but event went very, very well. We did an after-action review on it, and we identified a couple areas of improvement. Some minor tweaks. We're going to do some things, but make it flow a little smoother next year. But overall, the event was very successful. And then last is some miscellaneous notable items. Battalion Chief Jim Harrell retired after almost 30 years in October. We thank him for his dedication and service to the community over that time. And then the big one, which Trustee Groth pointed out for me last month, was we transitioned after almost, I think it's been over 50 years, the fire service in the United States has been using NFIRS as a reporting system. And they transitioned to the new system, which is NERIS. So NFIRS is the National Fire Incident Reporting System. NERIS is National Emergency Response Information System. Whew.
Are they managed by the same
People manage
organization?
it, yeah. It's just, one thing NERIS is doing is it's pulling real-time data. So as soon as we're done with the report, it goes to them, as opposed to NFIRS. Once a month, I would have to download a report and send it to them. So now it's automatic and I don't have to do that anymore. So it's a little more real-time on what's going on in the fire service in the United States. That's one of the better things. And they did clean up some of the codes and added more things and subtracted some things that aren't there. So overall, I think in the long run, it's going to be a good thing. So, open to questions. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Please extend my thanks and our thanks to Matt Zamuda for adding exhibits and beefing up the October open house. I attended a meeting on Friday statewide on police and firefighter morale.
Is that good or bad?
I hope it's good.
It's not good.
No.
It's not good. On December 15, I had a really enjoyable afternoon at the retirement of Jim Harrell at the Elks Club. I'd like to see more of those camaraderie type things. I had my annual beer and I went home and took a nap. But it seemed like most every fight, Jim Jury walked up and said, the first round is on me for everybody. That was the attitude that day. Now, I haven't seen that with the police. I'm sure this chief engenders that kind of spirit, but I would like to see a little more of that. Yeah, no. If I have to answer the question, last Friday, the Forum on Police and Fire Morale was that they're not feeling supported. Their attitudes are not terribly popular. Their attitudes are not up. Okay, I won't say any more. I want to do, from my background as a personnel, I want to see us, I wish we could do, a semi-annual December 15. Now, Trustee Groth likes to say that he was the perfect male specimen, to quote her verbatim. And he was a great guy, and he's replaced tonight. I think those things are important. Thank you.
Chief, you did this was very thorough, and I appreciate that. It explains a lot of things that people really don't understand anything about. And I was just exposed to something recently where they talked about a Knox box, and everybody said, what the heck is a Knox box? So I was just wondering if you could tell us that.
Yeah, so a Knox box is, we typically have them in commercial structures, and it's a small, you'll see it, look on next time you go in a business, it's a little black box about yay big, sits on the outside of the business. A lot of time they have a little piece of red reflective tape on them. And what that is it's a key for that business is locked inside that box. And only we have a key for it. And the key is locked in our trucks. And it's in a safe in the truck, and it's always secure. And that allows us to, if there's a fire alarm at a business and we're not seeing anything, we can get in there and see if there's a problem quickly without damaging the building or causing harm to the building.
It's just another tool that
Oh,
the
it's-
general
yeah.
public is not aware
Yep.
of things
And
that are
any
in
business
place.
owner, I strongly recommend getting a Knox box. If I had a business site, I would definitely do it. They're very valuable, and it will prevent damage to your property in the long run.
Thank you for the reports, very good.
Thank you.
So I have a couple of questions. If you look on page 136, there was canceled good intent calls, 396, and then service calls, 418. And then you have the false alarms, was it 276? Is that what that was? I think, so if you add that up, is
No,
that
those are fire alarms, not false alarms.
Yeah, it's fire alarms.
fire alarms? Okay, so let's just take the intent calls, good intent calls and the service calls. Are they a subset of the 3,605 emergency calls?
Yes.
Okay.
So all these numbers will add up into 3,605.
So those calls are about a quarter of the total 3,605.
And assistant
Okay.
calls, one of that is the lift assist that we go on several lift assists every day.
That's not, is that in the service calls?
That's in the service calls, yeah.
Okay, so someone that can't get out of bed or get in bed
Or
or
someone
get
who's
off the floor.
someone who's fallen is uninjured.
Okay.
And a lot of those unfortunately turn into medical calls because the person actually is injured. And this is we're really, my office manager, Jennifer Bono, and I are working on tweaking the new system. The reports we think we've got them lined up, so hopefully next month, Sandy, it'll be there.
Good numbers.
Because they changed the numbers, used to be 300 was medicals, and so the way the system works is it's 100s are fires, 200s are hazardous conditions, 300 was medical. So they changed all those around and scrambled. So now 400 is medical. Well, it was throwing the 400s and the 300s and the 100s together, and it was a mess. But hopefully we're good now.
Yeah, and the bad wisdom of the.
They didn't change at the beginning of the
They did it in
year.
December instead of waiting till the end, to a new year.
Yeah, so that made it fun.
Not very logical. So it just created a bunch of work, especially with our office
collection.
staff and our consulting group.
Can I ask another question?
Yeah.
Something else for clarification purposes. I hear citizens say, well, I saw the ambulance at Home Depot, or I saw them stop at a grocery store, and people assume that those are included in your numbers when you're talking about your responses. So could you explain what justifies an actual run?
Oh, absolutely. Basically, anything that goes through our 911 dispatch center.
Okay.
Now, some of those may be calls to us directly in the station. Do not do that. Please, please, please. If you think you need us, just call 911. And the other most important thing, I said this before, and the chief will agree with me. If you do accidentally dial 911, stay on the line. Say, oh, sorry, pocket dialed you. No emergency here. Because otherwise, we're gonna call you back. And if we can't get a hold of you, they'll probably send a police car, and then we'll probably send a fire truck. So it's easier just to stay on the line and say, oh, my mistake, sorry. But please, just call 911. Please do not call my fire stations.
So how do you record a call today, let's say, my pipes are frozen
That would be a
and my
service
house
call.
is flooding?
That'd be a service call.
That's a
We
service
would respond and we'd evaluate it, and that would be a service call. I don't know if I've ever run on a frozen pipe call like that. But, yep.
Any questions from the audience?
Yeah, my name is Dwayne Zantoff, and my question is, I was in the police dispatch room one day, and I gave them the code for my garage, and it's also the code on my locks on my door. I'm just wondering if the fire department has those, access to those codes.
Absolutely, yep.
You do?
It's in the CAD system.
What were
Okay.
those codes again?
So, it might be a good idea for everybody to give the codes to the police department for dispatch, so they can get in your house without breaking the door down. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Santop. If I could just add to that, it's also beneficial to us if folks want to voluntarily give medical information, if there's a diabetic, if there's things like that. All that information will be relayed to not only the police, but the fire on our way there. So we already have that information before we get to your house. So any of that information, we can plug right in the computer, and we have it as soon as the phone call's made.
And to Mr. Zantop's point, that we won't have to break your door down. We can just punch in your garage door code and we can be right in.
And my locks.
Yeah, or some people like even put in a note that the key is hidden in the garage here, you know, so that's very, very useful for us.
Any more?
In reference to that, a lot of cities, police departments, they provide a form that you can fill out, you know, like they do in senior apartments. You can put on the side of your fridge. Does Plymouth do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Anyone else? Anyone else on the board? No? Well, thank you for doing this tonight.
Thank you.
Now we will have Chief Nytel give the annual report for the police department.
Last but certainly not least, so I'm a talker, I'll be as brief as I can. Inside your package, you have our annual police report. I have hard copies as well, if anybody needed them. To start my presentation on behalf of all of the police officers and civilians and staff at the Plymouth Township Police Department, we appreciate the support of this board, the Board of Trustees. We appreciate the support of our citizens. I can tell you that during holidays and over Christmas time, I can't tell you the amount of businesses and residents that called us and offered to drop off food for the police and the fire. So it's really great to see. It's something in my career, I work for some great communities, but this is really, it's special here, and it's one of the reasons why I live here. So, so thank you. When we start my presentation, you're not going to see a PowerPoint. We're going to talk about what you have in front of you, which is a breakdown of our police department. And what I always start with is, what do we value? What are the cornerstones of the police department? And the cornerstones of the police department were built out by the officers, by the staff in the police department, and it always starts with integrity. Integrity, professionalism, and community service. Those are the building blocks of the Plymouth Township Police Department. Next, I want to talk about our culture. What is our culture? Of course, our families always come first, but we have our work families too. And one of our goals every single day, I'm a student of the Ross Business School of Michigan, professional in leadership, positive leadership. And positive leadership is coming into work every single day and enjoying what you do, enjoying coming to your workplace. To your comment about morale, John, it's very important, and it's important to us. And what is our mentality of our officers that are out on the street every night when you see them driving on Ann Arbor Road or you see them driving on Haggerty? Is not on my watch. They take the crime that happens in this community serious. They do everything they can to be proactive and prevent crime. They're out there every single day. We don't talk about employees at the police department. We talk about the team. My daughter's a Spartan, but I'm a Michigan man, and Bo Schempecker always said, the team, the team, the team. And that's what we built over at the Plymouth Township Police Department. We believe in that, and we show that every single day. Statistics. 2025, some of the statistics that I felt were important are Part 1 crimes, serious crimes reported to the FBI, were down 8.50%, so we saw a decrease. Our traffic stops. We had 6,399 traffic stops over 2025, which is a 25% increase in production, in proactive. Our enforcement actions, we had significant increases in felony arrests, misdemeanors, and citations. We have what we call our directed patrols, and some agencies call them extra patrols. We call them directed patrols here, where we identify with data that is given to us from our citizens, areas in the township, whether it be a traffic complaint, cars being broken into, whatever the complaint may be, we take that information and then our officers document that, so we have data. So our decisions on patrol, well, a lot of folks think when officers are out on patrol that they're just driving around. Our officers have specific districts and they're giving specific directed patrol areas. So we try to focus on the areas where we have the biggest problems. And Plymouth Township is one of the safest communities around, so I wouldn't say we have a lot of big problems. When we have problems, we identify them and we put the resources towards the problems. Our numbers for directed patrol tripled from 2024 to 2025. So we saw a significant where the officers were documenting in making those checks to make sure that we were collecting that data. Overall police responses, we had an increase of 9.86% for calls of service. This year, with approval from the board, we had the additional traffic safety officer position, which we rolled out in May 2025. That's Officer Jeff Fetter. Jeff's a member of the Western Wayne Crash Team. He's a trained commercial motor vehicle inspector. Jeff has done a great job. He also handles the majority of the accidents that happen out on the streets. And we have seen decreases in both accidents and injury accidents between 2024 and 2025. Also, and I'm sure the supervisor has seen this as well, is we do not get the calls since we rolled out this traffic officer position. Prior to that, I was getting calls every week myself. Lieutenant Krebs in the patrol division was almost getting calls every day about the trucks that were in certain areas of the township, Ridge Road, Haggerty Road, Ann Arbor Road. With the construction on the freeways, we saw a lot of increases. Since Jeff has been out there and he's been being very visible in all those areas, we're not getting the amount of calls, which is, in my eyes, is telling us that we're doing a good thing there. So we're not getting those. Personnel change. We had significant personnel change this year. We were short-staffed at the beginning of the year. We were down officers. We made some strategic moves with recruiting, supported by the Board of Trustees. One of those that was vital to us was lateral transfers. We were able, and what a lateral transfer is, we take officers that have experience in other agencies, and then they come to our agency, and they come in at the top level. Seniority-wise, they start at the bottom, but pay-wise, we can bring them in at a level that they're accustomed to from the agency they left. By adding those officers, so we added, well, I'll start with, we are fully staffed for the first time in probably 6 years prior to me coming here. And we have one officer, Officer Tyler Cannon, who is on leave right now and receiving treatment for brain cancer. So keep Tyler Cannon and his wife Julie and their kids in your prayers. He is receiving treatment, but otherwise we are fully staffed. Our field training officer program, and that's a program that any officer that comes to this department, whether they have 25 years experience from one department or no experience at all, they have to go through an FTO program, field training officer program. We have 7 field training officers, and they had a busy year. They had 4,116 hours of training, which included 343 daily observation reports. So a daily observation report, they have to list everything that they covered that day with their trainee. Our officers did just an absolute outstanding job. We added 6 police officers this year. Now, not 6 police officer positions, but we filled 6 positions. And 3 of those were lateral transfers. We had an officer that retired from Oak Park Police Department with over 25 years experience. We had an officer that left the Dearborn Police Department with 25 years experience that we added. And then we had an officer from Taylor that we added. We sponsored 2 candidates to go through the Schoolcraft College Police Academy, which is the first time we've done that with grants from the state of Michigan to cover the expenses for that, a majority of the expenses. And then we had one, our last hire was a graduate from Washtenaw Community College. He graduated, we hired him the week he graduated. So those were the 6. Our dispatchers, PSAs, we hired 2 during 2025, and we had 2 promotions in 2025. Early in January, we promoted Joe Smitherman, who was our first school resource officer, to sergeant. He's currently on the night shift. And then Sergeant Tom Champagne was promoted in March of 2025. Tom started as one of our swing shift sergeants. He was also instrumental in the point of contact for Live Golf and the communications that we had throughout that process and did a phenomenal job. 2025 goals and objectives. At the beginning of every year, we identify goals and objectives as a department. We meet with all the command staff. The command staff gets input from the officers. We establish our goals and objectives. Mental health issues continue to be an issue for police responses. So that was the mental health critical response. We partnered with the Detroit Wayne Integrated Health Network, DWIN. We also partnered with Face Addiction Now, Hope Not Handcuffs program. Both of these programs offer resources to our officers and consist folks that have addiction problems or are having mental health problems. The second goal and objective, was internal. We started a peer support team, and that peer support team is led by Jeff Fetter, who's also our traffic officer, and he's very passionate about that. A peer support team, we have 3 additional officers. We have 2 in the dispatch center that are peer support, and throughout my career and what I've seen over the years, a lot of times with critical incidents, folks don't necessarily want to hear from the chief of police on how they're doing, but they really like to talk to their buddy or their partner on the shift on how they're doing. These peer support officers have special training on resources that they can provide officers who might be struggling after a traumatic incident. So our peer support officers follow up with the officers after the incident, not only day of, but 2 days later, 4 days later, and they check to see how they're doing. And if they need additional support, they work very closely and they're trained with the Employee Assistance Plan, our EAP here at Plymouth Township. Unfortunately, for first responders, police officers, average folks, average citizens see 2 to 4 traumatic incidents in their lifetime. The death of a loved one, traumatic car accident, something horrific. Police officers, on an average in a career, in a 25-year career, see anywhere from 600 to 800 tragic incidents. So seeing that amount of tragedy, death, can be significant, can weigh on our officers, and having that peer support is one more way that we can find out if they need assistance or if they're doing okay following those type of incidents. A goal objective, our third, was the Michigan Law Enforcement Accreditation Commission re-accreditation. We were accredited 3.5 years ago, and part of that process is we met 115 standards that had 534 requirements for each of those standards. Our accreditation team collected over 1,602 proofs of compliance or best practices in law enforcement. To give you an idea, Michigan, in the state of Michigan, only 16% of all police agencies are accredited. So that was a significant lift for us this year. Assistant Chief Dan Kudra led that. He's our accreditation manager. Assistant Chief Kudra also conducts mock assessments and helps other agencies throughout the state of Michigan, and he is actually a full-fledged, in 2025, we sent him to a school, and he's a full-fledged assessor now, so he can go and conduct, can assess other departments for MLEAC, which is the commission. Community outreach. Community outreach programs strengthen transparency and trust in the community. We have quarterly outreach events, including Coffee with a Cop, our senior fraud seminar. We have free active assailant training for all businesses or any business or house of worship in Plymouth Township. Biannually, we have our houses of worship committee that meet in this room twice a year, and we talk about safety and security issues that are going on in the community. We talk about what problems they're having at their houses of worship. We have Homeland Security comes in and talks about grants that are open for houses of worship. We also biannually have Operation Take Back, where we partner with DEA, Township Hall, and Kroger's, where we have take back centers from 10 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon on Saturdays. Once in the spring, once in the fall, they take back any pills that folks want to properly dispose of. Never throw them down your toilets. That's not good for the environment. And you bring them in, no questions asked. We put them in, DEA destroys them. So it's a great program. Annually, in the spring, we have a police day at the ballpark. The Miracle League, it's just a great event that we partner with the city of Plymouth. All of our police officers volunteer, and we're buddies with the kids there at the Miracle League for a game. We partner with Belfour, and they bring out hot dogs and chips and drinks for the kids. In the fall, in October, we have a Faith in Blue event where we partner with the Department of Justice, a COPS program, community-oriented police. And we have that. It's kind of similar to a touch-a-truck type of situation. And we invite all of our local partners in the community. Northfield Township comes out, Canton, Livonia. We have Wayne County comes out. This past year was really nice. They brought their horses. So they had 4 horses there that the kids really liked that. And that's at Northridge Church. This year we had our second annual Shop with a Cop. And we partnered with the school district on that. We identified 6 students in the Plymouth Township School District that otherwise, just because of their situation, might not have a good Christmas. And we had them come with their parents, and then we went to Walmart, and they were able to buy not only presents for themselves, but they were able to buy presents for their siblings and their parents. So it was really a nice event, all volunteer. None of that was done while officers were working. It was all on their volunteer time. March is Reading Month. We offer in the school districts and the daycare centers if they want to have a police officer come in and read to their class. This past year, we had 70 requests to read in the class. I think I did 8 or 9 myself. So it's a team event. The officers, number one, they're in the schools, visible in the school, the police car parked in front of the school, which is great. Then they go out and have a positive interaction with the kids. Halloween, we have Operation Pumpkin Patrol. We have extra officers on the road for Halloween because of all the kids that are out in the streets. This year, I think we had close to 50 pounds of candy that was donated from residents for our officers to pass out to the kids. We passed out all 50 pounds. Probably not good for their dental work, but it's Halloween, right? So let's let it go. Citizens Police Academy. This was our inaugural year with that program. It was a resounding success. We had 14 residents that came into Citizens Police Academy for 8 weeks, 3 hours every Thursday night, and we talked about every aspect. Very, very similar to what you saw in the presentation. We had presentations from every part of the police department so that our citizens could see exactly what they get for their tax dollar. So that was a very positive event. Our community outreach programs were highlighted when we went for our accreditation. When Assistant Chief Kudra and I sat in front of the accreditation committee, what they commented on was, they said, you have one of the strongest community outreach programs that we've ever seen. So we're very, very proud of that. And our last goal and objective was something that was somewhat dropped on us in January of last year. That was Live Golf. So Live Golf was an event that, international golf event at St. John's. We had 10 to 14,000 people per day at that event, over 60 law enforcement officers from 15 different local, state, and federal agencies contributed to the safety and security of that event. We had some minor injuries at the event. Mostly were from ball strikes, but we had no significant incidents or problems at the event. We did follow up with some residents that weren't happy about the noise. That was the one issue that we dealt with after the fact. The supervisor and I have already spoken with the planners about that, and that's something that we'll continue to discuss. But it's very similar to the fire department. We have an after action. This coming year, 2026, we're going to host a tabletop exercise in this room where we have all the entities that are involved with that event. It will be a good experience for us to practice our incident command, both with police, fire, emergency management. We'll also have folks from Township Hall in there as well, finance, DPW. Ken will be there from building, so it'll be a really good training experience. It'll be based around Live Golf, but it could be for any traumatic event. So it's a good. I've done tabletops throughout my career, and they're a fantastic learning experience. And every time you do one, you learn from that. That concludes my presentation. Again, speaking for all the officers in our department, I can tell you, like I said, when our goal every single day is when our officers, John, you touched upon it with morale. We want our officers to enjoy coming to work every day. All of our units on that side of the building have contracts. They come and work hard every single day, providing the type of service that we should expect, and I'm very proud of their efforts. Any questions or questions? Yes, sir.
Oh, I want to clarify one thing.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
I was at a statewide forum in Lansing, and the issue came up about morale of police and fire and how that needed to be. Now, it was not relevant to Plymouth Township. Mm-hmm. So that's what I was talking about when I said statewide morale of police and fire is there's room for improvement. So it wasn't Plymouth Township. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Secondly,
yes, sir.
We are one of the 16% of all police departments across the state that are accredited?
Yes, through MLEAC, yes, sir.
Only 16%.
Yes, sir.
Next, you have previously testified that you had about 62 requests for officers. I mean, it was exemplified yesterday morning with Cousineau, the new firefighter. You got some quality guys. I'm asking them to go into elementary schools and read.
Yes, sir.
Maybe each officer could do one reading. I've secured the state superintendent to read at Smith Elementary. Then I have to report to the State Board of Education on March 10th. If you can focus in the next 60 days, asking the quality guy, I mean, nobody, you're admired if you go into a school with your uniform on and you read to those early elementary school kids. Take a picture and post it. Give me the data. I want to know about it.
Yes, sir.
I want to brag about it.
Yes, sir. Sir, just so you're aware, every teacher of a school in Plymouth Township was offered to have a police officer read in their class, every one. We had 70 that said yes. So
70.
in 70, we went out there and we read in the class. Today, I just got an email less than an hour ago from Christy Burgess from Pioneer, and she sent a request. We don't say no. She sent a request and said, do you think Officer Andy could come and talk about the U.S. Constitution to my class? And we said, absolutely. So Andy went there today, and I'm going to read you right from the email because I just think it's fantastic. She said, give me just a second so I can pull it. I'm sorry. I just wanted to tell you how cool it was that a student saw Officer Andy in my class and asked, what are we learning today? In the past, if an officer was in school, everyone would say, who's in trouble? I thought it's such a cool shift in overall connection between Plymouth Township Police Department and the community schools. Have a great day, Christy. That is a significant impact of a whole classroom of students. That officer went in there and talked about the U.S. Constitution and how it impacts our daily duties. And it was just a great experience. So, like I said, I got that email an hour ago. He was there this afternoon at 1 o'clock.
Okay.
So.
Please give me some facts.
Sir.
Because I'm on the agenda at 1 o'clock on Tuesday afternoon, March 10th, in Lansing, and the State Board of Education.
Sir.
And I want to, for lack of a better word, I want to brag about Plymouth Township.
Sir.
And our quality officers that are going into the schools and provide pictures to prove same.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
I have all that. Yes, sir. I'll have that for you, John.
Any other
Any
board
questions?
comments or questions?
Thank you. It was a good job.
Thank you,
We appreciate
Chief.
that.
Set?
Anyone in the audience? Don't go away yet.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your work. My question is, I know you mentioned the rising mental health
Get
needs.
close to the mic.
Sorry, you mentioned the rising mental health needs in our community. I know some neighboring communities have social workers employed in their police force. Just wondering if that's something that we have in the township or if it's been considered?
That's a great question. We have what coming into our department and the other communities' opioid funds. What other agencies, Canton Township, Livonia, what they've used is the opioid funds go out by the percentage of overdoses in your community, so you get X amount of dollars. We don't get enough money to hire on a full-time social worker. Canton has done that, Livonia's done that because they're getting more money. We have looked at other areas of if we needed a social worker to come out, that we could, kind of piecemeal to use that funding to support that too. We looked at DWIN, which they had theirs. It was offered through Wayne County. It was free for us, so that was the route that we took. But certainly, we do have opioid money if we find the right organization that we could partner with on that. Yeah.
Yeah, I know Northville has one.
Yes.
And I didn't know if they got their funding through that as well. Or...
Yeah, so she asked if, she said Northville has one as well, Township. There was a grant that was written, Northville Township, the City of Plymouth, and Northville City were all on that grant. That was prior to me getting here. We were not a part of that, and I can't really comment what happened before I was here, but I tell you that's where they get where they got their funding for that. So I have inquired with all three of those chiefs, with Chief Masiak, with Chief Cox, and with Chief Hilden, that if that grant opens back up, we would like to be a part of it. but I haven't heard back on that, so.
I'll just say, I've seen firsthand how important that is and how great it's been for that community. So if there's anything that you guys can do, I would fully support that. So,
Thank you.
thank you.
Any more from the audience? All right.
Thank you.
These three great departments and the great people, we are forever grateful for what you're doing, and we're thanks that you had to, I know, go through the administrative hassle of making a report and pulling it together is a lot of work, but I hope it was worth it. And I hope we do this on an annual basis.
Chuck, and I forgot to mention this, we tackle this as a team effort on my side of the house. The first draft was 65 pages, okay? And I know you would probably have thrown something at me if I gave you that. So we brought it down, but my point to saying that is, and I know Pat Shop's the same thing. These officers are so proud of what they did. When I ask them, tell me about your honor guard. Tell me about your honor guard. I need 1 page, you give me 4 pages, So they're very proud of what they do, so I just want to make that comment. Thank you.
Editing skills, right? All right, now we have comments on anything for 3 minutes. You can tell me anything you want. Tell us anything you want. Nobody? No takers? All right. So, it's just 8:30, let's just past 8:30. So, any board comments? Start here with Bob.
I just saw an article today that Amazon is pulling the plug on Amazon Fresh. And they're gonna turn some of the stores into Whole Foods, but it doesn't look like we're gonna have a Hammers.
You're gonna have to stand up closer.
Oh, sorry about that. I said I just read an article today that Amazon is pulling the plug on its Amazon Fresh brand, so they're shutting down all the stores that are in existence, and some of them they're gonna convert to Whole Foods, but the rest are just gonna go away. So I don't anticipate seeing anything here unless they convert it to a Whole Foods.
So what he's referring to is next to LA Fitness in that mall along Ann Arbor Road.
Yeah.
There was a prototype shell built with the anticipation that Amazon Prime was going to move in there. It's the first time I've seen anything in writing definitively saying, no, they're not going to continue, with actual comments from company officials. That they're redirecting their efforts, looks like away from brick and mortar, at least for food.
Yeah.
So that building will be there, and hopefully the owners of that mall will find an alternative tenant. It's had I think there's a for lease sign on there for a while. So
Yeah.
it's not like we're surprised, because there hasn't been much movement in almost 3 years.
It's been a while. Second thing is we have taxes will be due on February the 17th. Normally they're due on the 14th, but the 14th is Saturday, the 15th is Sunday, and the 16th is a holiday. So people have one extra day this year. So they're due close of business on the 17th, which will be here soon. And that's it.
Mark?
Just one comment. I think going forward, I would like to see a leased option versus buy. Like we looked at today, like for the firemen's, or for the firemen's, it cost over $1 million, where you had an option to lease versus buy. Like, for example, when I did the golf course, I got a lease. All the computers are all on lease. I think it's a good option, especially when you're talking about $1 million, because now, and if you look at it, $1 million is gone, right? Where if you have a lease, it can go on for years and years and years, and you can obviously save the money, especially now when, the money is starting to get low. So I think an option is moving forward. We should always look at an option of buy versus lease. There should always be a second option.
Always do the
Yeah,
analysis.
we had a calculation for lease.
Yeah.
And the lease actually wasn't any cheaper than buying. I believe we figured out the way we bought it,
It
Yeah,
was.
I don't know, I think, but the,
Right, we should bring it side by side, I agree. And one
the trustee make
advantage
an
of what
option.
we're doing here is, since we own it afterwards, if we have to, we can press them into service for another year or two, depending on our finances. It
Yep.
gives us flex with those last 2 years plus. So that was part of the decision, but the lease was not considered favorable based on the initial calculation. But I agree, we'll do it side by side. And if we, we've had some short staff in the finance, so that was probably a little bit of, that's oversight, so I should do more of that. Agreed. All right, Jerry?
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. We had, we issued our new precinct map. It's on the website. And please pay attention to that. Let your neighbors know. People who are in homeowners associations, make sure you tell your neighbors. Also, sometime next month, we'll be sending out new registration cards. It's required by law that we do that. And that will tell you what your precinct is. It will tell you what district the representative is, the district that is Senate and County Commissioner, and also for the U.S. Congressperson. So pay attention to that so you'll familiarize yourself, because there are some changes. So please pay attention to that. Don't throw it away. And so we'll be sending out, almost 25,000 of those later on in the month of February.
Jerry, those are required to be sent in February? What I'm talking about is
No.
people are gonna forget or throw it
Yeah.
away between then and August.
I'm trying to get that out there, and then, of course, contact the, the magazines and use our social internet to talk about it. We've got to get people to, it's not required for February. I just want to get it out there now that we've got the map out there and just kind of build on that. It can wait, but then again, I figure that the sooner we get it out there and get more people talking about it, get the homeowners associations talking to their residents about it, there's going to be a little bit of chaos when you make these changes. People will show up at the old precinct saying, how come I can't vote? Just this past year, we had no elections. We still had people showing up at their precinct saying the precinct was closed. Well, there were no elections. So you can never have enough, Mr. LeBlanc knows this, you can never have enough information getting out there frequently. So there may be a need to even send out a second notice of some type, whether it's in our e-news, whether it's in our newsletter, just to have that out there and have people to really talk about that, because half of the people are going to be voting at a different place. Half of you will be voting at your regular place. The other half are going to be someplace else. So it's important to get that information out.
Sandy?
I just want to say thank you for the copy of the purchasing policy. As we discussed at the last meeting, we talked about the reason for the FOIA report. And as trustees, we're responsible for reviewing the bills. And I think it's important to have this so that people understand really what they're looking for, irregularities in the purchasing policy, the different things that show up on the list of bills. We're not just looking at bills. We need to make sure that our policies are being complied with. So I appreciate having that.
John?
Yes. I really like it that Trustee Groth has emphasized that how we are out in the community, we're a reflection of Plymouth Township. Wednesday, February 4th, I'll be helping to moderate something that seems to be all important right now in society. Civility. I'll be in Lansing moderating with 4 panelists. They've decided that this is all important. The panelists are Jim Blanchard, John Angler, Jennifer Granholm, and Rick Snyder. Last Friday, I had a guest in my office for 2 hours. Probably one of the most respected men in Plymouth Township. Jack Dempsey. He was unaware the $10 million lawsuit of Mike Cox had been dismissed. He has been watching our meetings and praying for us. So Jack's coming back this next week a couple times, and he has a collegial relationship with another lawyer in my office of 28 years, Wade Myers. So we're trying to help with self-respect and civility. And by the way, if former governors Blanchard, Engler, Granholm, and Snyder use one word of vulgarity, I will censure them as the moderator of that panel on February 4th in Lansing. So we need to go onward and forward. If these four governors representing different political parties can come together and say, we got to do something about civility, then that starts right here at these board meetings and even in our homes, with a kindness in our voice and our vocabularies. Thank you very much and good night.
All right. We have a motion for adjournment.
Mr. Supervisor, I move for adjournment.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.